Today, we got to look at reorder paragraphs. We've already looked at reading and writing fill in the blanks, practice 1. We looked at reading fill in the blanks, practice 1. So today, we got to look at reorder paragraphs, practice 1. And then I'll start from 2. You know how it's going to go. So like I said, I've already made these videos before, but now I'm going to start over and do them directly from the website. Because before I used a PowerPoint presentation, which didn't look like the website. So now I'll just take it directly from the website. But the thing is with reorder paragraphs, I think I can only zoom in one time. Yeah, if I do it more than once, there you go. It won't fit on the screen. So hopefully you can see. If you can't see it clearly from your phone, then don't use your phone. On Instagram, you can just view it from the web page, or if you're a student of mine, you can just watch this from the website. So now, with any reorder paragraphs, you already know, I'm going to start looking for that trap. So as I scan through the sentences, I want to make sure I find traps. And right away, I see this. Its remarkable appearance. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that they're referring to something that has remarkable appearance. And this obviously doesn't tell us what that thing is. So whatever sentence tells us what it is, we have a pair. So let's look for that. So as I scan through, right away, you see that? Incredible sights. Incredible sights. Let's just double check if any other sentence talks about appearance, like a beautiful view, beautiful appearance, incredible sights, right? So this one right here, nope, nothing about a view. So I will believe that this is referring to this sentence right here, and now we know what it is. What is it that has that remarkable appearance? Do you agree it is the Grand Canyon? So this is upside down, backwards, because I need this to come after that. So I'm going to bring this to the top. There you go. So now you see remarkable appearance comes after the incredible sights. I don't care if this is 1 or 2. I'm sorry. I don't care if this is number 1. I just care that it's a pair because I got 1 point. Let's keep going. I always find points first before I actually put it in order, because by putting it in order doesn't necessarily mean you got points, because you might be wrong, but getting pairs, that's actually looking for points. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. This right here, well, this is not a reference. This is part of the trap, but it's not a reference. It's stating time. You remember time reference, right? So let's keep going. Ooh, the result, that is a reference, and nothing else. All right, and then the geological process, yes, that also should be a reference. But actually, the process tells you that this might be a connection right here. Okay, but let's just keep reading just in case. And we have another one. This right here is your ultimate clue. Since then. When you see that, you know that's a time reference, right? Because what question are you asking? You're asking since when? And there's only one other sentence that gives you time reference. Do you agree? We have 2 billion years. So since when? Since 2 billion years ago. That is my connection. That's what I feel like is the connection. So I'm going to bring that up. There you go. So I have the since then coming after the 2 billion years. And that creates another one. That's 2 points. If you're aiming for 50, even 65, and you're running out of time, let's go. Who cares what the order is? We don't care if it's in the right order. All we care is that we got some points. And let's get out of here before we waste time. But if you have enough time and you need that 79, let's try to get the rest. Now, you see this right here? Remember I said the result. I feel like it's a very good connection to the process. But let's just double check, or let's just check all of our options. How many sentences do we actually need to check? Is it 4? Hell nah, it ain't 4. You're not going to read this. Why? because you already know what comes afterwards. You're not going to read this. You already know. We don't break up a happy home. You already know that's a pair, right? What we don't know is what comes after. Let's just call it the O's. We don't know what comes after the O's. I think the result is referring to process. Let's just see if there's anything in here that tells us that it will give us a result. A number, no, nothing. I'm just reading it through. There's nothing in here that can create a result. So this is another pair for us, okay? So I'm gonna create it like this. This is 3 points, 3 points. Now, if you notice, this is actually creates a big pair, right? This creates a big pair. It's three sentences linked together. So now, the question is, in reorder paragraphs, are you still trying to reorder 5 sentences or 5 paragraphs? Your answer better be hell no. Why? Like I said, these 3 sentences are linked together. There's no separation. These 2 sentences up here, right? They're linked together. There's no separation. So basically, you have 2 sentences. You just got to figure out which one goes first. And it's done. So the only 2 sentences we have that have a possibility of going first is this one and this one. Okay? So by looking at those 2, which one do you think can go first? I believe we already have the order. I believe this has to go number 1. Okay, that means this has to go 2 and this is automatically 3. Why? The reason is because this right here is referring the rock formations, right? When they say the rock formations, what do you think that's talking about? I think that's talking about the Grand Canyon. That's the Grand Canyon, right? So I think we're already good. I think this is where we can stop and we can check to see if that's right. And there you go. All the pairs, right? All the pairs created the points. This right here and this right here created that pair. Okay? 2 billion, oops, wrong one. 2 billion years, and since then created that pair. And I feel like process created a pair with result. And then I picked this as number 1. Oops, I picked this as number 1, and that created the rest of the paragraphs, or that created the rest of the order. Sorry. I hope that makes sense.